Hi, thanks so much for joining me. My name is Kara. Today I would love to walk you through a beautiful sequence that is little known in yoga. So let's jump right into it. We're going to talk today about something called the Moon Salutation. Everyone is familiar with the Sun Salutation. This one is a little less known. So let's start it off with our mountain pose. And remember, always in mountain pose, we want to ground through the feet into the earth, stand up nice and tall, start to feel that length in your spine, and then of course we can drop the hands down to your sides. Take a nice deep breath and release your breath, and another big breath in and out. And what I'd like to do today is start by just walking through these poses nice and slowly, and then maybe moving through them a little bit more quickly as a sequence. So beginning in mountain pose, we're going to take a deep breath, reach the arms up, catch the hands above your head, cross your fingers and flip the palms upward. Stretch up to the sky, reaching your palms up, breathing in. And then as you stretch upwards, we're just going to gently lean to the left side, stretching the right side body. Big side stretch here. Keep your feet grounding into the earth. Breath comes in nice and deep into your belly. And out with control. And come back to center. Reaching the arms up. Inhale. Exhale, leaning slightly over to the right, big side stretch. Breathe into the left side body. Take a nice big breath here. Up and over with this stretch, and then exhale. With control, release your hands. We're going to step it wide on your mat. Wider than your hips, and then nice and strong legs, still grounding through those feet. Point the toes outwards, bend the knees, drop the hips, bend the elbows. Deep breath into goddess pose. Just find your center in this pose a little bit. Find your balance. Take a second if you need to wiggle your feet around. Breathe in, spread the fingertips, spread the toes. Exhale. Drop the hips back and down. And then push up with the strong thighs to a wide-legged stance. Drop those arms out to your shoulder height. Take a nice deep breath in, reaching the fingertips. And out, tuck the low ribs. Beautiful. Awesome. Now what we're going to do here, turn the back toes towards the long edge of your mat. Point the front toes to this side of your mat. Starting with nice wide stance, pretty straight in both legs. We'll keep a soft bend in both of your knees. Reach the arms out to either side again at shoulder height. Take a deep breath in. Arms out to either side here. We're going to start to reach towards the front of your mat, stay nice and tall, and just tilt slowly, heading into a triangle pose. Now, if you do like to use blocks in your practice, this would be a great time to grab one, bring it to the inside of your front knee. And we're tilting those hands all the way until we come into a triangle pose. Now, if you have a block, we'll bring that to the inside of your left ankle, front ankle, reaching the right hands up towards the sky, twisting open with the hips and the pelvis. Breathe in deep. Tuck your low ribs as you exhale. Keep that length. If you don't have blocks, you can simply let this hand hang out. Maybe brace it against your left leg just a little, or start to drop all the way down for a full triangle pose. One more big deep breath here. And go ahead and swing that right arm back and through, rotating forward to bring both arms to frame the front foot. And we can flip that back foot so the toes both point in the same direction. And now we're in this sort of standing runner stretch here. Now we are going to head into a bit of a runner stretch here, so what I'd like you to do now, go ahead and walk that front foot forward a little bit. Extend and drop back with the back leg, and we're bending the front knee into a runner stretch pose, right? So I've got my front knee bent at about 90 degrees. You can have your torso resting on that leg, and the back leg is straight. Again, if you have blocks, you could grab your blocks here and bring them right to either hand. Now, you're always welcome to just go ahead and lower this back knee, maybe point the toes. Just take a nice deep breath here. Wherever you're at. All right, and then we'll all together drop that back knee. Can keep the toes curled or point them, whichever way feels best for you. Sweep the hands up on an inhale and coming up into a crescent low lunge. Reach up with the hands. Still keep some space between your shoulders. Start seeing if you can work your hips a little more square towards the front of the mat. So you can drop the left hip, maybe rotate the hips one way or the other. Squeeze in with the thighs. Breathe in. Exhale. All right, and now what we're gonna do, tricky one here. Let's drop the hands to the mat. Rotate that front leg. Keep it bent though. Straighten the back leg and turn onto the side of your back foot. A little bit of a Skandasana pose here. Keep those hands planted on the ground. Find as much length here as you'd like in your legs. You can stretch that back leg as much as you want. Big deep breath here. Bit of a hip opener. And exhale. If you want to keep your hands planted on the ground, that's fine. You can be up on your fingertips. You can grab some blocks and put those blocks right under your hands as well. Take a nice deep breath in here. And strong legs, let's push up off of the earth. Keep those legs nice and wide. You can walk them a little closer. Drop it down into a big yoga squat. Now, here you can pull the legs in as much as you want. Keep the hips nice and low. Spread those knees wide. Brace your arms against the legs. And if you need to drop a block underneath you to just sit on that, keep your feet flat and spread those hips. Take a big breath here. Sit up tall. Drop your shoulders away from your ears. And exhale. Awesome. And then we're going to switch it onto the other side, okay? So just stretch that left leg out onto the side of the left foot. If you want to find a little bit more length, you can walk this foot out. Plant those hands either up on the fingertips, planting the palms, or grabbing your block and using that. And we're going to basically do the same sequence on the other side now. So let's take a nice big breath here. Exhale with control. Tuck those low ribs, give you some support. And then rotating through the other way. We're going to point the toes forward, drop the back knee, coming onto the right foot. Plant that right foot. You can extend the toes here and coming up into a low crescent lunge. Strong thighs. Just squeeze inward towards your midline with both of your thighs, and that's going to help in this pose quite a bit. Deep breath in. Drop the right hip. Work those hips towards square. Exhaling with control and tucking your ribs when you exhale. And let's drop those hands down, frame the foot. And you can keep your knee on the ground, or you can lift that knee up, come forward a bit, rotating into your runner stretch. Again, strong legs, strong core here. Stay up on the fingertips or come down onto the palms or bring your blocks outside your feet. Big breath in. Squeeze into the core as you exhale. And then walk that back foot a little forward if you need. And walking back into this folding forward over your leg pose. Very similar to pyramid pose, actually. Both hands on either side of your front foot and repeating the sequence on the other side, sort of in reverse. So now we'll open that left back foot up. Remember, keep a soft bend in both knees at all times. If you want your block, bring that to the inside of your right foot. And we'll come up into our triangle pose. You can plant your hand on your block. Let it hang out in the air, sort of against your leg, or start to slowly slide it all the way to the earth. Breathing in. Maybe your gaze travels upward. Exhale, tuck the ribs. Or maybe your gaze just looks directly in front of you. And then pushing up from the earth. Remember, ground through the feet. All the way up. Spread those arms wide at your shoulder height. And we'll go ahead and turn both feet a little bit outwards here. Spread the arms wide, just in a nice wide-legged pose. Take a deep breath, and slowly we're dropping the hips down, bending the arms to 90 degrees, goddess pose. Point the toes out. Strong legs. Open up in those hips. Breathe in. Exhale, tuck the belly, tuck the ribs. And then we'll stand all the way back up. Bring your feet together. You can slowly just sort of walk them in towards the middle of your mat. Bring those hands to meet again. Flip them up towards the sky, and we'll come right back where we started. Beautiful. And go ahead and drop your arms. Shrug the shoulders, maybe forward and back a bit. You can wiggle your shoulders around. Maybe swing your arms. Rotate from side to side. Just come back to your breath here. And what we're going to do is repeat the same sequence starting on the other side. So all together, let's meet back in a mountain pose. Repeating that sequence a little bit quicker this time as more of a flow, right? So let's take a deep breath. Ground through the feet. Press into the mat. Stand up tall. Drop your shoulders away from your ears. Open the palms towards the front of the room for now as you just find a little bit of grounding. As you exhale, release your face. On the next inhale, reach your arms up. Catch the fingers, flip the palms up towards the sky, reaching up, breathe in, stretch to the left. Exhale, come back to center. Inhale, stretch the hands up towards the sky and over to the right. And exhale, come back through to center. And we're going to start by spreading the feet nice and wide, heading into that goddess pose. Point the toes to either edge of your mat. Strong legs. Reach the arms out and then bring them to a 90-degree angle, dropping down with the hips. Hips and sit bones drop down and back. Stay strong in that core. And we'll come right back up, wide legs here. Hands spread out to shoulder height, reaching to either side. Deep breath in. And point the left foot towards the long edge of your mat. Right foot points towards the front of your mat. Slowly, we're going to rotate through, reaching up with the left hand for triangle pose. Grab your block or let your hand hang out in the air, drop down to the earth. Strong feet, remember our grounding from the beginning. We want to press always up from the earth with the feet. Deep breath, reach the hand up toward the sky. Exhale. And another breath in here. And exhale. Good. Move that block out of the way if you have it. Rotating over the front leg, back toes turn towards the front edge of the mat. Hands frame the foot. Bit of a pyramid pose here. Exhale, and let's walk that back foot backwards a bit. Get a little more length. Bend the front knee to 90 degrees. You can bring your blocks to either side of your foot. Plant the hands on the blocks. Stay up on your fingertips if you like, strong in the core. Or bring your hands all the way to the earth if you want to get really low. Inhale. Exhale, tuck the low ribs, strong in the thighs. And drop that back knee, point the back toes, reaching up with the hands, inhale, nice and tall, crescent lunge. Exhale, keep the arms high, drop the right hip, pull the left hip towards the front. Drop the right hip, pull the left hip towards the front of your mat. Keep some space between your hands, space between your shoulders. Inhale. And exhale. And coming down, bring the hands inside your right foot that's planted. Rotate through and open, coming onto the side of that left foot. Right foot stays at 90 degrees, planting the hands, Skandasana. You can come up on your fingertips if you like, really strong in the legs here. Big inhale. Tuck your low ribs, exhale. Walk that left leg a little closer in and moving into a yoga squat. Let's bring the palms to meet, elbows press out against the legs. Breathing in through the nose. And out through the mouth. And we'll move on to the other side. So extending that right foot, turning onto the side of the foot. Left foot plants, 90-degree angle or so in the left knee. Can keep up on the fingertips. Breathe in here. And exhale. Let's walk the hands forward, rotating both toes towards the front of the mat. And drop that back knee. Point the toes. Sweep the arms up. Inhale into low crescent lunge. Exhale, come back down, hands to the mat. Pick up that back knee. Runner's stretch, planting the front leg. Square those hips as much as you can. Inhale. And exhale. And then we'll kind of walk that back foot up a bit. Pyramid pose, planting that both feet are now planted, pointing towards the front of your mat. Drop the head, inhale. Release the neck muscles. Exhale. Turn the right foot open towards the side of your mat. If you want to block, bring that inside the left foot. Plant your hand and we're going to reach across the chest, up and through, pointing right hand up to the sky, triangle pose. Inhale. Opening the torso, opening the hips. Exhale. One more big breath here. And coming up and through. Both feet point towards the long edge of the mat. Nice wide arms, shoulder height. And let's open those feet up towards either side. Drop the hips down and back into your goddess pose. Bending the elbows 90 degrees, reaching the fingertips up. Strong legs up from the earth. Hands meet above the head. Walk it back down into mountain pose. And one last time, flip those palms up towards the sky. This time, breathing in, stretching to the right. Exhale, tuck the ribs, come back to center. Stretching the hands up. And exhale. Drop. Stretching the hands up. And we'll inhale, stretch over to the left-hand side. And exhale, nice and slow. And come back through the center. Beautiful. Slowly unwind your hands. Bring them back down to your sides. Open towards the front of your room. Take a deep breath in. And exhale. Beautiful. Let's bring the palms to meet at heart center. I want to thank you for joining me today. Thank you for taking the time for yourself to build this awareness of your body. I hope you can carry it with you throughout your day. I wish you all peaceful, beautiful days. Thanks for joining me again.